Hello, so welcome to a new Truth About Parenting video. This is all about truth about parenting, or not always getting it right, and dealing with parenting stress. Now, it is Christmas, as we all know, on the horizon. It means buying gifts that doesn't cause a strop. It means making sure that they have that they have good memories, and that's nothing to be stressful about, but it's getting it right. We always feel that I'm always the biggest, because I don't like judging people. I think it's, I don't agree with it, with judging people. But then, so the person I judge the most is myself. I am very open-minded, but I don't see that as a bad thing, because I like to see this, and I do my best to see it from both ways, and I think that's important, and I think that's why I am what I am. I can actually say that I'm proud to be in me, because I'm not scared of saying I've got it wrong. I'm not scared of saying, well, that didn't quite work out, but I can learn from next time. And that's what life is about. You're always learning, especially when you become a parent. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you've produced another human with their own thoughts and fears and their worries. And one thing that I've had to work on is how I see myself, because I have lacked confidence in the way I look, in the things I've done. But in looking back, I haven't had, I'm not all that bad, because I have achieved a lot of things in my life through doing, having hobbies, and through working. When I worked at a call centre company, there was many things that I won due to the customer service that I was, doing, because, it was, your job is to please that person on the end of the phone or face to face. So, and I always see it from the customer's point of view. Now that doesn't mean that you have to do that just professionally, but personally at the same time. And it's teaching kids values, and I totally agree that we all have values in ourselves. Some may use it for a positive way, some may use it for a negative way. But you should never stop yourself. And if I heard somebody saying the things about me that I say to myself, I would, knowing me, just keep my distance. I wouldn't go near that person. I wouldn't, if they don't want to entertain me, then I wouldn't want to entertain them. So it's a matter of teaching kids, who to trust and who not to. And when it comes to, children, they will fear people. And so you want to try and really use that, so it is a warning sign to them, but not something that dictates their life. So, I don't always get the right example. When it comes to meal times, I've often got it wrong, fed them at the wrong time, because they say, in many babies' books that they should have their dinner by 5 o'clock. Well, yes, but if they've got a kids' class, then, what do you do? So, in the evening. So, for me, I find it's balance. So, I've had to do some things this weekend where, I hate it. I find it hard when I say no to something that Henry can't have, because, I don't want to see him upset, but at the end of the day, I know I'm his creator, I'm his guardian, so I'm here to support him, in however way I can. So, I need to, he's a proper boy, he's full of energy, he's very sociable, very kind to people. He does lash out at times, but for me, I think he's a good kid. I think it's because when he gets tired or overstimulated, that's when he will start being a little rascal, or he'll become disruptive. So, and it's knowing the triggers as well. And I'm sure, not just me, that as parents this time of year, we can have a lot of strops, because especially if they've got siblings, and they see that, that someone's got a different hat to what they have, and now they're concentrating on their sibling with that hat on, and not the same thing's been given to them. So the way I get around that is that I tend to buy the same sort of thing for if they're siblings all the same, because then they can't. Then that helps stop the friction between siblings, because you do get that. Me and my brother was always arguing over the things that we had differently, and we were terrors at times. We were, and I've not been a perfect child, and not by any means. I mean, as a kid, I was so fussy when it came to food. I couldn't have other food touching other food on the plate. It had to be segregated. I couldn't go to McDonald's and have a burger with onions and ketchup and mustard. I had to have a sort of a plain burger in a bun, And with Henry in a minute, the type of things that we're struggling with is toilet training. Now, today and last night he was fine. He didn't have any accident. He went to the toilet as soon as he knew he needed to go. And I can now send him to the toilet by himself now. Because before he wouldn't go to the toilet unless I came with him. Now he's getting out of that, and I'm so pleased, because I do see it that I suppose I kind of miss him as being a baby, because I am worried that he may be the only child that I have. And I'm fearful of that, and so, and parenting is all about learning to look after another human being, and it can be difficult because not each day is the same. They 1 minute like baked beans, and next minute they don't like baked beans. With me, I find it hard to, if there's baked beans on a plate, I hate touching I hate just even looking at them makes me feel a bit about it. But I know that I have to deal with that, because my son loves baked beans. But me, no, I've never liked them, and I've tried them, and I've still not liked them. But there's been times when I have changed my taste buds. I mean, now I will eat a curry. When I was a kid, it was like, no, I don't do curries. I was a fish finger, plain steak, or a chicken nugget. It was kind of like plain food that just plain bland food as a kid. And my taste buds have changed. So, and I fear, my fear is Henry being hungry, and not having a meal, but it's listening to them as well. Let them tell you when they're hungry, and I need to, and they sometimes are still learning about the signals in their body, and actually they found that they're actually not hungry. It's because they've seen somebody else eat it, and now suddenly they want something to eat, I mean, with Henry, he will eat his meals. When he's ill, he doesn't, because the one thing I always know when Henry's unwell is that he won't eat as much, and he won't have much of an appetite. And the thing is, we didn't know at the time when he was at school that they were giving him a sort of free, like having breakfast because he would go to Club Fair in the morning, which was like an after school breakfast club at his old primary school, and so he was kind of being overfed, and now we're trying to get his, try and avoid eating too many sugary foods. But I gotta say, I get it wrong sometimes, and I do give in because I find it hard when he gets upset and he kicks off and he has a meltdown. I just find it tough, and I want to say that because I know there'll be other parents who feel exactly the same, and so that's why I wanted to talk about it. And it's important that when he goes to shows that they can sit and watch, and he did. He was brilliant today. And even when I went to the toilet and I said to him, right, you just stay there, don't move, I'm just quickly go to the toilet. And I did. I went to the toilet, came back, and he was still there, sitting down, good as gold. So he's getting to the point now where he can be trusted to be on his own. Not all the time, because he does like to have me, just if not playing, there. So I am. So I just will, be there in the same room with him, watching telly, and knowing that I'm here basically. When it comes and being as I class myself as a second parent, because I don't see him in the week, I think it has brought us closer together. Actually, we do bicker, me and my son, but I learned to address things in myself that I could do better at, and there's some areas where I could be in terms of like food. But I do try and avoid. I would love for Henry to have more fruit in his diet, but he just won't entertain them. But then he has eaten an apple so now I try and eat those things. I try and have banana. I find it this time of year hard for myself to eat fruit because I don't always fancy it, to tell you the truth. And I do prefer at the minute dried food rather than wet food, if you know what I mean, like fruits and that. Even though I am fancying pineapple, so I'm going to pick up myself this week some pineapple, because I've started to get the taste buds for it again. So I've not always had my fruit and veg, but I do love my vegetables now. Like I did, as a kid, I hated eating my veg, but now I eat vegetables, and I love having vegetables in my diet. And also, I'm trying also to cut back on eating meat all the time. Because since reducing the amount of meat I eat and eating mainly chicken, if I do have anything, has also made a difference in my diet. And so I'm hoping that with Henry, he having, like today, he just had baked beans on toast. So he doesn't always have meat, because you can become sick of it, So and co-parenting has been tough, but it's working out now, which I'm really pleased at. And my aim now is to I would like to move on now, and be in a different environment. I'm so wanting that. So that's kind of like my next sort of aim now, is to leave where I am now, and to have, like, even if it's just a studio flat to start off with. I would love to go back home in West London again. Because that was my home. And living down the south coast, it was great, and it was an experience, because I lived down there for about 5 years in the end. But I knew I was ready to come back, and now I really do want to, build up. So I have, I'm, in terms of working, I do see this as my work as such, but I also want to do other things, which one brings in an income, but also in an area where I want to work, rather than go for something, because I'm not caring so much about much about money as such, but I would like to earn, more of an income in terms of working. So I'm, been doing lots of training, training and watching lots of seminars and that, to help me in that area. So with parenting, I don't always get it right. I do get it wrong, but that's, you live and you learn at the end of the day, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I hope that you find this video helpful. I hope that you enjoy these videos. I don't know if you're on my Instagram, but I will follow me on Instagram. I will link my Instagram account that I use, if you are interested in seeing some content on there, where I shared where I got 5,000 views on my blog, Everyone Can Build a Castle, and I can't believe it. And if you want to check out that site, it's everyonecanbuildacastle.com. So and I do that with WordPress. So I hope that you like this video. I hope that you're finding them. And I do a parenting blog as well, and so I do two: the Parenting Adventures Tips and Tricks.wordpress.com, and the Parenting Adventures The Birth of My Son.wordpress.com. So if you want to check those out, you can. And again, and I've had the Parenting Adventures Tips and Tricks site has done really well for itself as well. And I thank it, and that's due to the follows that I'm getting and the people that have been reading my blogs. It's been a change of life for me, and this is something that I want to do professionally as well. So, and that's what I'm looking for. And as parents, the other thing is, if you feel like you're not getting things right, set yourself some targets and goals to go through, goals to do, and I always write goals for my son, for me and my son, because I want us to get closer. I want us to still have a wonderful bond, as well as I want him to be independent. And so, that is my, goal. My parenting goal is to really help Henry, thrive even more. He's doing so well now. I think the change of school has made a huge difference, and I want him to, we played a maths game that he's got, and I'll show that actually on my next one. I will show some toys and games that Henry plays, in case you've got children that would find them good to do as well. So anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.